Don't push a button, man.
Trav did it. Trav hit
Calm
the red
down.
button
Oh
for this
my
week.
gosh. Let's
Episode
go.
40 is now underway. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode 40 of the 740 Sports Show. As always, I'm joined by my lifelong brother, Bub. Bub, welcome to the show.
Mike Allstott, was he number 40?
He was 41.
Oh, was he
no,
really?
He was 40. He was 40.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. All right, Bub's been doing his research. But
yeah,
hey, Bub,
this is the Mike Allstott episode.
The Mike Allstott episode, Bub. We're happy you're here. And most importantly,
yeah.
we got our great buddy, our longtime buddy, Andrew Brown, joining the show this evening. Brown, as always, we are happy you're here. Thank you for joining the show.
Man, I'm happy to be here.
Man, you always are.
Yeah, you always got a smile on your face.
From the first episode, man, he has been happy to be here, rosy red cheeks, and we love the energy from our buddy Brown. So, hey, go ahead, lace him up, strap him up, tie him up, do what it is you got to do to get yourself ready for this one, bub. Episode 40 of the 740 Sports Show. Let's go. Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode number 40 of the 740 Sports Show. Bub, you like my attire?
It looks like a NASA spacesuit.
It's funny you say that because Brown has a look on his face like this particular jacket may look a little familiar.
Oh my God,
Brown,
that's the same one.
Brown,
I think
does
I
it
recognize it. Yeah,
Brown, does it?
I recognize it.
You immediately recognize this particular photo or this particular jacket right here?
Yep.
I love it.
Had to wear it. 80-degree weather.
80-degree weather. You were wearing
It's got to be hotter than 80 degrees that day.
You were wearing
it was miserable.
In the city of Nashville. We were down there for the draft, Brown. For the draft. And we had a wonderful time, and I thought we had a photo for this one, but unfortunately we don't for this episode. But we'll post it after this one. Maybe a little side-by-side, and we'll give the people what they want. But, hey, I think you rocked it a lot better. It was hot that day. Day 2 of the draft, we were walking around town, and, Brown, you were rocking the sweatsuit, the jumpsuit, man, and you were making it look good that day.
Yeah, well, and don't forget the wig.
The wig.
Yeah, he had the afro wig.
The wig. Hey, fun fact, that wig just this week got tossed. It finally did. It got thrown out. We kept the jacket. Don't get me wrong, Brown. This jacket's gonna live on in some sort of Hall of Fame somewhere.
Frame it up behind you.
The humiliation Hall of Fame.
Add it to the wall up there.
Well, after the Cooper Strong 5K and its new use in the Cooper Strong 5K, Bub, just a little hint there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We may go ahead and do that, but Brown, we're going to talk about the Cooper Strong 5K here in a little bit. But hey, as always, like I mentioned, the NFL draft, we've really enjoyed it. In 2019, we took a trip down to Nashville, and we really enjoyed that weekend, Bub.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun one. Now, you didn't explain why Brown had to wear the jumpsuit and the afro. He also gave us a punishment prior.
It's true. So basically, so it was a bachelor weekend, and Brown was celebrating with the boys here. Actually, we got a very good photo of the group here. Very great photo, right there. Yep. And what a group! That's the group that was in Nashville.
That cowboy had a couple photos.
That cowboy, and that was the last time. That cowboy hat circulated the globe on Bob's body that evening. That was a great night. But hey, that was a great company, great time down in Nashville. And like you said previously, Bub, they compared this weekend's draft in Detroit a lot to Nashville, especially as far as attendance was concerned.
Yeah, it was outside, and then they did like an aerial view, probably a drone shot or something. And I mean, you saw like the masses of people just right behind like the VIP barrier.
Yeah.
You know, there was plenty of space in the VIP area, but right behind there it was a madhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. Shoulder to shoulder. You know, we visibly saw the stage, Brown, but it was shoulder to shoulder, probably a quarter to half mile, I'd say, anyway, from the stage.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Still great spot to be at. Hard to just move anywhere there. It was packed, man. I mean, it's multiple streets packed. It's a great time,
Yeah.
though.
That Packers fan that started punching a guy because she couldn't move and he was bumping into her. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
That happened.
Yep. That was a fun experience having to be the frontliner to lead us through that charge.
Yeah.
As the biggest guy in the group.
You were. And honestly, I can safely say that was the first time in my life I saw Bub actually lead block.
That's just not true at all.
So what a weekend that was. And actually there's we ended up on a rooftop somewhere in Nashville that same night. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The Nashville rooftop. That was a fun shot there. We got a photo with that there too, with all of the friend group. And what a time. We're up there in Morgan Wallen territory, but we weren't throwing bar stools that night, boys and girls.
Dang, I can't believe you found that one.
I know, I forgot all about that.
Little baby face fatty. Oh man.
Man, we had an absolute ball. Of course we found these ones, man. These ones didn't go too far.
Huh. I'm glad you have those.
Well, yeah.
I do have a great, remembrance.
That's a great
the trip. The koozie of Andrew Brown.
Yeah.
Great
I've got a
koozie.
shot of
Still
that
have
one
it.
too. I've got a shot of that one too, Bub, because Nashville had some great food and they had some even better drinks. Do you recall the drinks? Yeah.
Oh, you got a picture? Edley's
barbecue there.
That was a good place. We went there twice.
Yeah, we ate there a couple of times.
That banana pudding, oh my gosh.
Oh, Bub. I thought August.
Yeah, that was great.
That banana pudding was A1.
Yeah.
Even Skinny Bub loved that banana pudding. But even more importantly, Bub, there was a boot in that photo and a prime photo of our great buddy Andrew Brown. Did you notice the boot? Let's go ahead and pull that.
No, I did not see the boot.
Take a look at this.
Oh, that is a full boot.
And then there is Bub Pool shortly after. Yep. And then there's our buddy Brown there is our koozie. And then Bub has the koozie now. And our buddy Brown found his way around Nashville that night because Taylor Stepp was throwing Andrew Brown's face on stickers in every bathroom, restaurant, you name it. We stepped into.
On buses.
Back of buses. Yeah.
That we later seen that day with the sticker on it as we were leaving the spot like 3 hours later.
That was a time. It was an absolute time. And
we were on the hot. Oh man, that was awesome.
Nashville has a special place in our hearts, and the draft has a special place in our hearts. So, Brown, and I would also like to remind the people too that we were not only living our best lives, but less than a week after that venture, boys and girls, we won the 2019 Alumni Basketball Championship at Jackson High School.
Ooh, what a year.
Did you know that?
That was a week after?
Yeah, that was less than a week after. That was the following week.
Man, what a horrible training regimen we were on.
Do you think? Yeah.
But, I mean, we got it done.
Man.
At the end of the day, we got it done.
We lived it up. We lived it up like the Jordan Bulls, man. It was awesome.
And honestly, the only people that left during it didn't even party the week before. We had like a John Jones moment there.
Yeah, dude. I woke up. We had a sports banquet that following day. Man, we woke up that Sunday. It was a sports banquet that Sunday for the university, 7 p.m. And I woke up that Sunday morning just so trashed. Just so obliterated trashed.
When we left Tennessee?
When we left Tennessee. And then finally
I believe it, yeah.
Arby's? We stopped at the Arby's.
Arby's, bro. And Arby's saved the day. It saved my life. I got home. I got that shirt, tie, and suit on.
It did not help Fatty.
Bro, it didn't help Fatty.
he was rocked out in the back of what was the Impala at the time? And he was just laying down on it.
No, it was my Chevy Cruze, bro. Come on.
Oh, it was the Cruze. That's right.
Chevy Cruze at the time.
Yeah, Fatty was knocked out. I don't think he woke up until an hour out.
Bro, hey, Fatty had himself a rough go, but hey, we all had ourselves a time at Brown's wonderful expense and the expense of the Airbnb in which we stayed in Nashville. So, Brown, thank you for that opportunity, man. That was a great time.
It was a blast, dude. I'm glad you guys were able to make it.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, we didn't have a choice. We were in the wedding party, so Bub, we had to go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
true,
mean, we had to, regardless.
And then, like I said, to show up and pull off that alumni championship a weekend later, man, even
Great.
better.
Last ones to do it.
The last ones to do it.
Oh, yeah, true.
Shout out to Jackson High School. We got to figure out a way to make this happen again. Brown, the 7-4 Sports Show is going to go ahead and make a pitch. We are willing to help do whatever it is we need to do to make this event come back to Jackson High School.
It'd be
But
great,
alumni basketball's got to come back to JHS, man.
Yeah, I agree. It was a heck of a time.
I'm cool with going out on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
Bubs.
also fine with that too.
Ain't on the make, baby. Ain't on the make.
No,
Maybe
we
I
can't.
retire, they can bring it back. Like, we'll just do that. How about that?
We can't end.
We can't be like Tom Brady. We can't be like coming back and everything like Tom Brady. I mean, we went on top. We don't need to prove it. We already did.
We got to keep it going here, and I'd like to go ahead and mention, boys, our good buddy, Mr. Massey at JHS has said agreed. So I can only assume that means in reference to that. So we'll have to get with Mr. Massey and figure out a way to make that come back, Bub. But as always, our good buddy Mike Brown's in here this evening. He's always watching. We appreciate Mike, and Aaron Costello has commended us on the wonderful beards in here this evening. So
Causey, great guy.
So Kaz, great guy. Brown, go ahead and rank the beards in here 1 to 3. I won't take offense to being third.
I just cleaned mine up today, actually.
Bubba looks like he cleaned his up. I'm gonna give Bubba 1.
I mean,
Bub's a 1. Okay.
I'll give
That's
you
what
2.
I was afraid
I'll
of.
give you 2. I'll take 3.
Needs
a little trimmed up.
I mean, 100% Eric's 3.
The only time I've ever heard Brown be humble in his entire life, and of course, it's a lie.
It's only because we're on camera right now. That's it.
Wow, we appreciate your humility, but ultimately you're a liar, and it trumps your humility. So appreciate it. Cause Mr. Browning, our good buddy Britt was in here. He said Brown's head is huge. We love that as well. And our good buddy JC, he's in here taking shots at Bub. We're always taking shots at Bub. Never, don't get it twisted. We love that. But Bub, we're going to keep it moving here. We're going to talk about the NFL draft. We've said that we're going to go and discuss that. So Brown, we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Bub, let's talk first and foremost, though. Did the Cincinnati Bengals get it right with their picks? You're a Bengals guy. We are the 7-4 Sports Show, but talk to me about the 5-1-3 for just a moment.
I think given the circumstances of what was available at the time, I would have really liked to have seen Byron Murphy from Texas drop to them, but they ended up getting swooped up as the second defensive player off the board at pick 16. So he ended up going to the Seahawks. I didn't really think they needed an edge rusher or anything like that. I would have liked to have seen interior defensive linemen in the first round, but I think given the circumstances, again, them going to Marius Mims, I don't like that he's only started 8 games in his career, but he's also behind Trent Brown that's on a 1-year contract. Me and Brown were talking like this. He's a great guy to kind of mentor him for a year, and then that kind of builds depth as well on your offensive line going into the season. Which they did that later on in the 5th round. I believe they took a center. Maybe the 6th round they took a center.
I can see anything after the 4th for Cincy, if you want me to be completely honest.
The 2nd round, taking the DT from Michigan. I thought that was anybody from Michigan, we were talking about this, Eric. Anybody from Michigan's defense, you're just kind of happy with. It was a generational talent of defense.
Yeah.
So I think kind of filling the void there on that interior defensive line when Trey Hendrickson's kind of a question mark right now. DJ Reader's obviously out from free agency, so you really only got BJ Hill in there. So they went 2nd round DT and 3rd round DT.
Really fill out that defensive interior.
Yeah. They went from a question mark to kind of, hey, we got some depth there as well. A guy that can rotate, build up the offensive line. Got Burton from Alabama. He's a speedster.
Yeah.
Inconsistent. The big question mark with him is he's never had a season over 800 yards. Okay. So that's a question mark, but he's got a lot of upside. So overall, I like the Bengals draft. I was pretty happy with it. I would have given it like a B. Yeah, the tight end. The tight end pickup. They did grab Gesicki off of free agency. Yeah. So he can also be a good mentor. They did sign, what's his name? Tanner Hudson back for another year, who started to have a good, end of the season spurt. So he's a good work in progress as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I thought overall they did well, filled the spots they needed. So B plus grade to the
Okay.
draft.
All right. So based on what you saw in the draft, I'm going to go ahead and make you kind of you're going to put a gun to our head and make us answer some questions here in a bit. That's cool. Where do you see Cincinnati finishing based solely off the draft, what they got coming into, kind of the offseason, training camp, rookie training camp, things like that?
I think they have this is barring everybody stays healthy. I think they have a good potential to go 12-5, given that they're going to be playing a very an easier schedule with the way they finished last year in the division. So that's going to kind of help them out. So I think 12-5 is a realistic record.
Yeah. 12-5 is nice. I think anything above that, honestly, I could see Cincinnati going above that, depending on how they do in that division. That division's always up in the air.
Yeah, the division's tough.
Another key
The
re-sign.
Browns didn't really have a draft either, so
that's true as well. Yeah, the Browns. The
they
Browns
had like
took
4
social
picks.
media. The Browns took some interesting social media posts, and it was interesting. We can talk about it down the road, I guess. But
Yeah, we will.
The Browns, it was interesting. Bengals also re-signed Jake Browning. I think that's big.
Did they really? Yeah, I thought that was. I think
didn't
that's a
see
huge signing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
a great signing for him.
Yeah, that's a big re-sign, I thought, and especially with Joe's health, until he plays a full year, and we love Joe. Joe is the mayor of the 740 Sports Show, Bob. He's always been the mayor of 740, but until he gets a full season under his belt again, there's going to be question marks, and we got the most faith in Joe possible, but there's a lot of people who don't.
It also helps them not rush him back, right? Like you don't have to rush him back week 1 if he's not ready for it. Jake Browning has proven that he can at least manage the offense well enough to, scrape by and win a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have to rush him back, but you do got to kind of, Joe's the guy. You got to have him. You got to have him.
You got to have Joe. He's your franchise guy, but forget scraping by, man. Jake Browning flat out got it done a couple of times, man. Flat out got it done. So, Bub, giving the Bengals a B plus. Let us know if you agree, disagree in the comments here. We're looking forward to hearing from it, and we'll talk about it. Bub, I'll put you on the spot. We'll let you know if the people disagree. But, Bub, until then, our great buddy Andrew Brown, he's a Steelers guy, so he's in the same division as you. So, Bub, we're going to go ahead and listen to our good buddy Andrew Brown. What's your take on the Steelers, the draft we had this year?
I loved it, man. Absolutely loved it. No sexy picks really till late. Troy Fautanu probably butchered that number. Yeah, right.
Fautanu.
Thank you.
Fautanu.
Needed it. And then we went second round and got a guy at center that we desperately needed. We had nobody at center.
Nobody. And hey, I love Zach Frazier at center. That's a
Zach
great
Frazier.
center selection. A lot of people love him. Forget the short arms issues. I love Zach Frazier at center.
I don't care. I mean, like I was texting you after that pick, guys won 4 times, state wrestler, and then his record I think was 156-2, and there was
he's better than
losses. Bub. Yeah. The guy's a dog. So we got 2 guys that's going to fill our line needs desperately.
Yeah.
Get back to some old school ground and pound Steeler football.
I like
and then even in the third round, we picked up another guard. The guy looks like a mauler too. Wears a neck roll, kind of fits the part. So
we love that.
Loved it.
Love it. I like the Thunder and Lightning combo, with the offensive line. Zach Frazier, definitely a run dominant guy. And of course, Troy in the first round. Definitely a more athletic guy. Bub and I has really talked about that. I was a little skeptical on offensive lineman from Washington, given what I saw in the national championship. And honestly, based on what I've seen, I'm okay with it. I'm good with the picks. I think Russ keeps that dynamic of athleticism at the quarterback position. Obviously, Najee and Warren, they're going to do their thing. I like what's up. I like what's going on with Pittsburgh, and I think that's going to be a decently hot team this year. And Bub, your buddy, and also a Bengals guy, our good buddy Kaz, is saying the same thing. Steelers are going to be a hot team this year.
Yeah, I think you guys are missing what I think is the biggest pick for the Steelers. Roman Wilson, wide receiver out of Michigan.
Wilson,
dude's a
he's going to bring intangibles, and he is flat out fast.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. I thought that was a very good wide receiver, especially snag in the third round with a wide receiver loaded class. And that will help me, relate to my next point of what in the hell are the Bills doing? It's a wide receiver loaded class, and they're trading back, and they didn't really. I don't think they really took the guy. They took Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Like, you could have had Xavier Worthy. You could have had Lad McConkey. You could have had Xavier Legette from South Carolina. Like, you could have had all these guys, and you traded back to get Keon Coleman. I don't know. And then, I don't know. I thought it was very bad. You traded to the Chiefs as well, to help the Chiefs out. Oh, bad.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the biggest point right there. You help somebody that's been your biggest rival get some speedster that they're going to utilize, and it's going to be a nightmare. I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thought it was bad.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely interesting. From Buffalo, they definitely didn't get any better in the offseason, or haven't gotten any better yet by any stretch of the imagination. Bub, going back to the AFC North here in Pittsburgh for just a moment, I'll tell you why as Steelers fans. Actually, I'll let Brown tell you why as Steelers fans. We love the pickup of Roman Wilson. It's not Roman Wilson we don't love, but let Brown tell you why as Pittsburgh we're hoping for another change at receiver. Brown, go ahead.
Well, what direction you want me to take it?
I mean, tell me what you'd like to add across from Pickens. Same thing we've talked about all week.
Yeah, I mean, we need to go after a guy. I think this offseason has been an A already, but I think to take it from an A to an A+, if we go out and trade for a guy like Ayuk or Samuels, just trade. I don't care. If it's a first-round pick for Ayuk next year, do it. Who cares? We're trying to win a playoff game because we're in a drought. I mean, we're in the mix every year. That's great. Thankful for that. But you got to start winning playoff games to actually be successful. So trade that first round pick or trade a second that's going to get Debo. Something like that would be great, and that would take it from an A to an A+. So I think Roman's going to be fine. I think we're going to be able to utilize him decently. But just in Arthur Smith's offense, I mean, you're probably not going to get that much use out of a guy like him. Maybe 100 balls. I don't know if that's probably too much. So
yeah,
I'm not overly concerned, but I feel like to take it to the next level, we need a wide receiver too.
Yeah. Yeah. A vet wide receiver, I think would be a great addition for Pittsburgh. Got to find a way, maybe between now and training camp, to get somebody in there that gels with Russ, in some sort of way. I think he's going to be the guy. I know Bob's fighting me on Justin Fields. Brown, you're probably going to do the same thing. I don't know. I feel like Russ is proven, and until Fields shows me that he is the guy, I'm going to assume Russ is.
I think he's going to start. I'm going to give him.
He's going to get week one. That when I say the guy, they're week one.
It'll be week one. I honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes 6 weeks at least, just because I think Pittsburgh. If it's terrible, it's going to be a quick change. But if he's maintaining, all we need is a guy to maintain. That's all we've ever needed for the last couple of years. We've had a great defense. We just need a game manager, and that's it. And Wilson can do that.
He's a Super Bowl winning game manager.
Super Bowl win, yes, correct. But his upside is limited at this point. So I like him to start maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And depending on how that goes, if we win 4 games, they're going to keep rolling him out, I think. So I think they're going to be a little hesitant because we picked him up first, but that upside we need to start trying to tap into with Fields, because obviously he is a longer-term solution than Wilson. I mean, Wilson might be 2 years at best.
Right.
So,
I mean, in any direction though, you're playing with house money at the quarterback position. You got all these guys, and you've got less than 10 mil signed, tangled up in all of them. So at any point, like I said, you're playing with house money. Russ is the guy, I think, though, until Justin Fields shows us, hey, actually, I'm actually that dude. I'm that dude that can take your offense to the next level. They can't. And here's the thing about Justin Fields. As a Pittsburgh guy, I don't think Justin Fields can go in and do exactly what Russ is doing, because we're going to look at it and go, well, Russ is intangibles and his experience. We're going to get these wins where we're not getting wins. I think Justin Fields has to outperform Russ. I think he has to overperform Russ in a big way. Bub shaking his head. Go ahead. Let me know what you think.
Let me just
Brown,
say
go
one
ahead.
more
Go ahead,
point real
Brown.
quick before Bub starts ripping into this. I think as long as we put him in,
Bub don't like facts. I'm just
I think
kidding.
our scheme is going to tailor Fields' play. So I think as long as we put
Yes,
him
I
in the right,
agree.
yeah,
100%.
and same
Mhm.
with Wilson. But I think if we
Yeah.
just put them in the right positions to win and make the right plays, Fields is going to look incredible. He's got both dynamics. He's shown that he's got an arm.
Mhm.
He was in
I
such a
want
terrible
Fields.
situation.
I mean, he's thrown to the corpse of Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. And look what they
And Cole
got now.
Kmet, that's still a work in progress.
If you
Listen.
plugged and played him into what they've got right now with Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen, I mean, come on.
Yeah, the Roma Dunze pickup was amazing
Yeah.
for the Bears. Let's just talk about that for a second.
Okay, let's go
I was
ahead.
thinking they could have traded up for Marvin Harrison, but they sat back and they ended up snagging Roma Dunze, which combo that with Caleb Williams. I mean, that's a good little rookie combo to have for 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
obviously, Bub, high on the Bears. Bub, I know you got some questions you're into, so let's just go ahead and let us know, Bub, what you got.
So I'm going to go through some picks, and I want to know if you guys think they are a good pick or a losing pick for the team throughout this draft.
Are you a good witch
So-
or a bad witch?
We're going to start with the Giants taking Malik Neighbors from LSU instead of grabbing a
Absolutely.
quarterback.
Absolutely love Malik Neighbors. You've already said that Danny Dimes is your guy. Let's go ahead and see if a new, versatile guy who is proving at the college level. I love Malik Neighbors. Brown, you're shaking your head. I think you're going to be on the same page here. I love an addition. I love a weapon, especially since Saquon has departed ways, who can hopefully take that offense to another level. Brown, what do you think?
I love the pick too. I mean, I don't think Danny Dimes is by any means the future, but I don't also like the quarterbacks that was left. So just get the best
Bingo.
available player, get him a weapon.
Yeah, don't fall into the trap of picking a quarterback. Don't overpick for a quarterback.
Yeah, you just paid him money last year, so I mean, at least get
your money's worth.
Yeah,
get your money's worth out of them this year, and then revisit it next year if they're bad, and they probably will be very bad.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, Bub.
All righty.
Go ahead.
Brock Bowers to the Raiders after just drafting, what's his name from Notre Dame? Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
After just drafting him last year. But obviously Bowers is a kind of flex, whatever you want to call it.
Do you want
hybrid.
Do you want my rebuttal?
Let's hear it.
Who in the hell is throwing the ball in Oakland?
Aiden O'Connell.
You guys can talk.
Listen, I agree with you, but I also think that you give him one more year. I think just 1 year, you're not seeing enough yet. Even though what you saw was bad.
Yeah.
Roll him out one more year.
That's what they said with Ryan Leaf, right?
Okay.
But I don't know if I fully agree with the pick though, because I completely forgot about Mayer. I mean, he was incredible tight end out of Notre Dame, right?
I thought the same.
Yeah,
thing,
absolutely. He was the project tight end.
Yeah.
That was a stacked tight end class, by the way. Dalton Kincaid, Sam LaPorta.
Yeah. Wow.
Stacked with Michael Mayer.
Incredible
Like, what a crazy
class,
draft class.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting pick. I don't know who else they could have picked up, if you want me to be completely honest, but they've got to do something. I don't know what they're going to do at the quarterback position. Then Derek Carr leaves and has a pretty decent year as a Saint, and you're like, well, wait a minute here. Who's the problem? I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bub.
The Bears drafting Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels. What do you guys think? You think that's a W pick or an L
go
pick?
first. Brown,
You
I
want me
need
to
you
go
to go
first?
first. I absolutely
need me
need
to
you to
go
go first on this one.
Okay. I don't mind it actually. I'm fine with the pick. I really wouldn't have minded them sticking with Fields and kind of finagling those picks and getting more weapons that way. But if they're going with Caleb, sure, I'm fine with the pick. And then pairing him, like we were just saying, with the Dunze, I thought they were one of the biggest winners of the draft because they just got some weapons. They got some guys.
I believe that I think the argument stops with Jaden Daniels with he was throwing passes to Brandon Ayuk in college, so he's been there a while.
So?
He's been there a while. He's an older quarterback.
So?
I think Caleb Williams has the God-given arm talent.
How are we going to rip guys who have started 8 games and 12 games in college and then they go and get Mitch Trubisky, and then they go and get first round jobs at Chicago, and and all of a sudden, give me an experienced guy at quarterback is where I'm taking this, boys. Give me an experienced guy at quarterback that's seeing a few things. Joe Burrow was an experienced guy who had seen a few things at the end of the day in college.
Eric wants his Case Keenums. Bring back the Case Keenums, the 8-year quarterbacks.
I don't need an 8-year guy, dude. But
bring back Case Keenums.
But dude, I will happily take Jaden Daniels. I watched Jaden Daniels in week 2 or 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, of last season, his senior year, of course. I wasn't like on board, but this guy could flat out play. He's a game changer. Give me that versus, hey, I love my dogs as much as the next guy, but give me that versus the guy that wants to cuddle his dogs and drive Porsches and everything. Hey,
are you guys not worried about his frame though? That's the only really the holdup for me is just
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the length.
Yeah, but I mean, you got guys that he's fast. Don't get me wrong, but you got guys that are fast in the NFL. So I don't know how much he's going to get away with some of the scrambling that he did in college.
What was his? Let me ask you. Do you know what his weight was in relative to that of Lamar Jackson just coming out of college? I'd be curious.
I'm gonna look that up.
I don't know either. Bob, we'll get you on that here. While we're doing that here, hey, our buddy Tucker Thorne saying the Browns might finish last in the North, all depending on Deshaun's recovery. What do you think about that?
I fully agree.
Okay. Wow.
I kind of almost feel like they're going to finish last regardless.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's a stacked division. Anybody, like I've told you guys a million times before, anybody in that division could finish first in like NFC East. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just loaded top to bottom. But I mean, you're not going to have Nick Chubb for who knows how long.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's not gonna come back 100%. You're gonna hope he's coming back like 70%. So it's gonna be really rough for him. And maybe, I mean, it could be less than that. You think it's gonna be more?
Yeah.
Come back like an AP kind of year?
I mean, yeah, I guess. But
hey,
a freak,
only reason I say that is
freak,
he hurt that knee early in the year, bro.
I know, but he blew out like everything.
I know. I get it. But hey, Nick Chubb is, Bubba, you say AP. AP's a different breed. But when you say AP, Nick Chubb's a different mental guy, man. I'm not worried about
Nick Chubb's a different kind of breed as well, I think. I mean, the dude's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's strong. He can jump. I mean, he's just as freakish as AP, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm like I said, trust me, as a Browns fan, if he were my running back, I'd be concerned because of all that damage I just would. But 70%, man, I feel like Nick Chubb. If you got 70%,
still good running back. Don't get me wrong.
Brother, I feel like that guy's coming back at 85 to 90. And minimum, maybe 100. Maybe I'm wishful, but maybe 100. But hey, Bub, getting back to the root question here just a moment here. Lamar Jackson in comparison to that of Jaden Daniels, what are we looking at frame-wise?
So Jaden Daniels is coming into the draft at 6'4", 181 pounds.
So
when Lamar was drafted, Lamar was 6'2", so he's 2 inches shorter, Lamar is, but Lamar was also 216. So 25 pounds of difference or so.
Yeah, that's a lot more. That's a lot more muscle density. I can't lie about that.
2 inches of height.
It's a lot more muscle density, but hey, he's got to have an ability to get the ball out quicker because of that height, and I think he's got probably longer arms, if I had to guess. So, hey, Jaden Daniels is going to be great in his own way. I'm really okay with that pick. I really like what Jaden Daniels looks like he might be in the future in the NFL. Bob, you got anything else for us here? These are great questions.
Yeah, I want to highlight the Eagles draft because they solved their DB situation, taking Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. I thought he was an ace pick. Like, I can't believe he landed all the way there.
Right.
I thought the Eagles were going to have to trade up for something like that, and then go in second round, Cooper DeJean or DeJean, however you say it.
That was
dude. I mean, they went bang bang. Like they took. Yeah. They're going to be so good. That defense is stacked. Jalen Carter.
They got picked apart most of the year, just passing game. I mean, anything.
Yeah, their Achilles heel.
Teams could find it. Yep, and they addressed it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Eagles, man, I kind of thought this last year. I thought that defense would be kind of next level. But like you said, Bub, they were susceptible to the pass game. That proved to be kind of their Achilles heel, especially that intermediate pass game. So I'm hoping the Eagles solve that, man, because I'd love to see that offense in the postseason actually doing some things versus just kind of getting there and then, a lackluster
Yeah,
performance in
flopping out.
round one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another team to highlight, the Chargers, kind of solidifying their offensive line with Joe Alt, and then second round going for Ladd McConkey to,
Yeah.
kind of kick it off in the second round. I think
Yeah.
Ladd's going to be good. I mean, I think
you're a big Ladd
he's a
guy.
pure route runner. That gives Herbert somebody consistent to throw to because God knows they don't have a wide receiver core at this point.
Not yet.
So,
yeah, it's an interesting
But-
rebuild. It's an interesting rebuild they're doing because a lot of coaches will rebuild starting with the offensive line or the quarterback, and they've chosen to go with the weapons, which I thought was interesting, bringing in Coach Harbaugh and then shipping out Keenan Allen and doing some other things. I thought that was an interesting direction to go with the rebuild offensively.
They really
Yeah,
need to ship those guys out, though. Sorry, bub.
No,
Sorry?
you're good. I thought that just like the thing to highlight as well is with Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen now going to the Bears. Me and Brown were talking about how he's going to be a great mentor to
Right.
Roma Dunze, and kind of I think he's going to benefit so much from his career for that.
Yeah, I agree. Brown.
And the Joe Alt pick is amazing.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, they just need to get rid of those guys. They're just getting older. Mike Williams is very injury prone. He's a hell of a talent, but he's just injury prone.
Yep.
And Keenan Allen, great talent, but how many years does he have left? So,
Sure.
and you don't really want to pay a guy that's getting older, and so
Right.
you know what I mean. It's
Exactly.
Right. Well, you also departed Eckler as well, which I thought was a huge part of that
Yeah,
offense.
huge.
Lateral,
huge
north
loss.
and south, you name it. So,
I mean, a
again,
big percentage of the touches.
that's what I'm saying. Just all
Yeah.
these weapons, you bring in a new head coach, and you've got a guy like Justin Herbert, and you're thinking, okay, well, where do you start? Do you start with the I hate skilled positions, but do you start with these guys who can get their hands on the football, or do you start with the offensive line? And I love that, like you guys, I love the Joe Alt pick. Protect your guy. Trust me, protect your guy, and figure it out from there. Skill guys, personally, skill guys are always available. I love my skill guys, but they're always there. Somewhere. You might have to dig for them a little bit, but they're always there.
And
the wide
sometimes it's
receivers in
just-
this class.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just easier to trade for a wide receiver than it is an offensive lineman. Like, how many
Sure.
trades do you see that's a stud O lineman? Nobody's trying to get rid of stud O linemen.
Once you find, they're so hard to
them.
find, man. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get the guy that's going to be in the league for 10 plus years and move on. Like,
Mhm.
Agree with you. Completely agree with you. Hey, Bub, you got anything else for us? These are great ones, man. Any of your big ones?
No, again, the Falcons draft Michael Penix. That's just that was a huge question mark. You signed Kirk Cousins, like, go get him a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, you just lost out on Roma Dunze. Let's see here, Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU. He was a great compliment to Malik Neighbors there. I mean, heck, he was the leading touchdown receiver in the country, I believe.
Maybe. It's possible.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Very
you had all
possible.
these options to kind of go receiver after, or instead of Michael Penix Jr. But I don't know. They went with him. That was a big question mark.
It's interesting for me because if you're Kirk Cousins, man, it kind of makes you feel like a Band-Aid in all this, and you don't want to be a Band-Aid. You want to be a guy, Kirk Cousins went there to win games. He saw himself, as a guy who's going to be surrounded by weapons. He's got weapons offensively. It's not like he doesn't
he's
have
got
a few guys who can
Bijan.
get involved.
He's got Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Drake London.
Drake London, it's just the last 4 years they have picked top 8 and they've picked offense
right
every year.
Yeah,
and
their defense is bleeding.
Yeah, this year was their chance to literally take a defensive stud or trade down and take a defensive stud.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
when was the first defensive player taken? It was at
15
with the Colts.
Yep, Latu.
I mean, come on, you could have easily picked up more assets for somebody that did need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So the timeline doesn't add up. You got Kurt, 4 years, 180 or something like that. Stupid number. Like, you're trying to win now with a guy that's old that can play. I mean, granted, he's coming off of an Achilles.
Cousins,
yes, it was.
Achilles.
Yes,
Achilles for Cousins. Yeah.
So I mean, there's maybe some questions early on with that working him back in, but I mean, dude, you're trying to win now. Like, go get some guys that's going to help you win now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what I really thought was coming out of Atlanta, man. I really thought that they would make a move to help that group win now. But they didn't. And, here we are. Here we are, boys and girls. Bub, our good buddy Ferris and
Oh,
our friend Brooke Meredith have both said who day. As
oh,
much as
I
it pains
love it.
me. As much as
Oh,
it
I
pains
love
me to
that.
relay that information in the live here.
Oh,
I'm
who
gonna go
day,
ahead and do that.
baby.
I'm
We
going
got
to
a
go ahead
Represent
and
Dolphins
that
do
fan
that.
in
shirt.
here.
I'm sorry, not Brooke Meredith, Brooke Lambert Shaw. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But hey, here we are. Hey, we got fins up here for Brad Jeffers here. He's a Dolphins guy, Trav. Did you know that? Trav didn't know that. He's shaking his head. Trav's had a bunch of popcorn, bub. He's
Hey,
feeling
they took
great.
Chop Robinson in the draft. I mean, that's a
They
great
did.
edge rusher.
They did. He's the
Yeah.
only baby I know fatter than you when he was born.
I was literally the skinniest one out of all three of us.
You'll always be fat to me, bub.
You lost that one.
You'll always be fat to me, and that's what matters. Bub, any other questions in the draft? Those are great.
I got
ones, man.
one
We
more.
had-
Last
of course,
question.
Let's throw it at us, man. Throw it at us here, Bub.
JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix? Which one you taking?
Eric, you want to go?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
On this one, if you want to go first on this one, you can.
Yeah, you got
I mean, you can though.
it. All
Is
right.
neither
Listen.
is neither an option? Okay.
That's what I was
No.
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I can't go with. I love JJ and what he did at Michigan because it's hard to have such few opportunities and be as efficient as he was.
Mhm.
But also, man, Bo Nix at Auburn just wasn't it. And you give a guy that much volume at Oregon, and I think you're bound to have some success. He was efficient. Don't get me wrong. But it was just a different level, man. Give me JJ. Give me JJ.
You're taking JJ, okay.
I'll take JJ. I
I'm
like
gonna have to go-
intangibles. I love intangibles.
I'm gonna have to go with Bo Nix, man. Like Michigan was great defense, skill positions. I mean, granted, they didn't have to rely on him a whole lot, so he's not going to get the volume, I guess, that he could get elsewhere. But I don't know. I didn't see anything like super special about him. So for that, I'm going to go with Bo Nix.
I don't know, man. I just saw JJ gut out some performances, man. And I know as a quarterback, it's hard to win certain games. And in the Big Ten, it's hard to win any games. And to gut out some of these performances, to gut out Penn State the way that he did with less than like 15 attempts throwing the ball, maybe less than 10 attempts throwing the ball.
Didn't throw the ball the whole second half.
Yeah. And then to gut out that Maryland performance the way that he did. And then, of course, beat Ohio State. That was not an easy Ohio State defense to beat. Not only defeat, but in big spots, he made the plays, bub. And then in the next two,
that's
and then
the
the
thing
next
with
two
McCarthy.
games, he made the big plays. And
Yeah, he won the game. He won the games he played. That's the biggest thing about him. That's why I would take him over Nix as well.
He won the games he played, and he made the plays he had to make, not the ones he needed to. Bo Nix makes a lot of plays that he should, and I think both these guys probably make a lot of plays they should, but J.J. McCarthy makes the plays he needs to, and I think that's why his team is in the national championship.
Yeah, that and a generational defense.
Generational defense, obviously, but hey,
Big part.
Blake Corum, Roman Wilson, some of those guys. That offensive line might have a different thing to say about that. Bub, those are great questions here. Honestly,
Yeah, that
man,
offensive line was very good. That was a mature offensive line.
Great offensive line, man, and of course, maybe some binoculars, Bub. Who knows? Maybe some binoculars got him done. Shout out to Connor Stallions. We love the Michigan fans. We love the Spy. We love all of it, man. We love
Spygate.
The game. Yeah, Spygate 2.0, Michigan. Hey, it's all fun. It's all games, Bub. Those were great topics, man. Thank you for bringing us through the draft conversation. Brown, you got anything on us, man? You got anything you want to discuss for us here? 7-4 Sports Show. We're live. It's April 28th.
Any ball,
Bub.
Brown?
Any ball
The
you want to
NBA
discuss
analyst?
here, man? We got another 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, if we're going to NBA, absolutely. I'd love to talk ball.
Well,
Where do
let's
you
talk
Dude, I
some
thought
ball,
Bobby
man.
Portis was getting in another fight. It was the replay from earlier. I was like, God, he's just always getting in a fight.
We love that. It's postseason basketball, boys and girls.
Bobby.
You guys want to start East or West?
Now, let's
Dude,
go
that's
ahead
up
and
to
get
you.
the part
You're
where
the
Celtics
senior
win the
basketball
East.
analyst.
Go ahead and get to the
Alright.
part where the Celtics win the East. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in the West, but the East, I
Me
mean,
too.
Celtics, yeah. I think Celtics are going to pretty much get to the Eastern Finals and not have an issue. I mean,
I
I
don't
know
think so either.
I know Miami's they're tough because just they have the right infrastructure and
Mhm.
adjustments. They don't have enough talent.
They don't
So,
have
Yeah,
enough skill.
exactly.
yeah, I would probably go with Celtics making it there, and then the Knicks, man, they look really good.
Let me ask
Hey,
you.
So,
Jalen
Let me ask
Brunson popping off for 47 today.
yeah, he looks amazing.
Do the
So,
Celtics play a game 7 before they get to the Western or before they get to the finals?
man, that's a good question. No,
I say
I don't
no.
think they do. Yeah,
I don't think they do.
I'm going to
I
say
don't think they
yes.
play a game 7 before the finals.
Yeah,
I'm going to say they do.
Who you got
Really?
them a game 7 against?
I think the Knicks do. I think the Knicks are hot right now. If Josh Hart could hit, a shot at all and not get 15 rebounds and just, he had 0 points, I think, and 15 boards at one point. It was awful.
The Knicks gave up 50 to 1 Embiid, dog. What you talking about?
Well, I mean, they're winning the series 3-1 against them. It don't matter how many points Embiid scores if they lose.
Yeah, they
All
won
right.
again tonight without Mitchell Robinson. So I mean, that's just
Yeah.
less depth at the center position. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll give you that.
they look great. I'm pretty happy with where they're at right now. Embiid's tough, man. He's a tough player.
They
It's hard to catch.
imploded today, though. That Sixers team imploded.
But he's gained so much respect for me, man. To go what he went through with that knee injury mid-season back in February and to get where he's at now, crazy, dude. And to get to where he's playing so efficiently, even before he dropped 50 in game 3, dude, he was playing crazy in game 1 and 2 for that injury. I think he had over 30 in game 2 as well.
Yeah, and not to mention, there's just so much weight on his shoulders. Like anytime he comes out of the game, they're getting rolled on.
Right.
He played 45 minutes today.
Yeah. And so, I mean, he had to play, I think it was the whole second half to even have a chance at being like down 6 with a minute to go. So they're just in a tough spot. I mean, they need more help with like Tobias Harris and like
he's not doing anything.
He's not doing much. Buddy Hield, like where is he at? They made the trade.
Non-existent, bro.
Non-existent.
I didn't even see him today.
My point. Yeah, he's one of those guys you could forget about for 10 minutes, So not a good place to be in. So yeah, I think the East is going to be somewhat predictable. But like as far as first rounds go, I actually before this series started with the Bucks Pacers, I like the Pacers to win it. Just with that Giannis injury, I didn't know if he's going to come back, how he would be coming back. And then with Cavs Magic, I mean, I actually picked the Magic to win that one as well. I just love their defense.
That's a good series so far.
It's a great series. I was hoping it was everything I was hoping it'd be. So
big home wins in that series. We love the energy from the home teams in that series, man.
We were talking about going to one of the games.
That'd be sick.
Me and Eric were.
Tickets
would
are
be
relatively
fun. Would be fun to watch.
Yeah, tickets are like $20 more for game 1 of the Cavs. Tickets are like $20 more for the seats that we paid for over the regular season in February.
Yeah,
great deal.
Against the Bulls, who are terrible and will always be terrible, Brown.
But they're marvelous.
Listen, hey, hold on now. I made that argument against the Hawks.
Okay,
that's true. Yeah,
that's it.
Right.
I didn't say anything else against the Heat. Nothing like that. Chicago's mediocrity drives me insane, and they need to blow it up. That's all I'll say about that.
All right. Fair enough. Brown, let's go ahead and get to the West, man. The West is way more entertaining than the East. What do you got going on out West?
Man, I love these series, man. All 4 of them are amazing to watch in their own certain way. I mean, some of them aren't even close, but they're just
that
fun to watch.
Phoenix series.
Yeah, the Timberwolves.
It's been crazy. It's been so entertaining, though.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't have been surprised if the Suns had won, and the Timberwolves had played amazing defense.
We love Ant, bro.
Brown, did you get conned into taking that plus 200 bet for 8 threes between Ant-Man, Durant, and Booker tonight?
No, I did not.
I did.
I did not.
I did. So here's to hoping it's a shootout.
Cheers, my friends.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Timberwolves are showing that they can really make a deep run in the playoffs. They were, I think, first in defensive efficiency in the regular season. And they're just absolutely showing every bit of it right now in the series.
It's absolutely stifled the Suns this series. Like I wasn't necessarily bought in on the defense. I wasn't necessarily bought in on Rudy Gobert's impact because of what I was seeing with Wemby and how he was doing. I thought Wemby was DPOY, but man, But what that son, hey, Jaden McDaniel is a dog, dude.
Yeah.
Jaden McDaniel's a dog. Ant's a dog. Rudy Gobert's
Mike
getting it
Conley.
done. Mike Conley's always been that guy.
Hey, don't forget about Nas Reed either, man. He's their backup center.
6 man of the year, Nas
guy,
Reed, bro.
yeah,
6 man
dude.
of the year,
I
Nas
love
Reed.
that
Put some
guy.
respect on Nas
Yeah,
Reed.
put some respect, Brown.
Absolutely,
Hey, you guys
Brown.
didn't mention him.
Well, hey, because you cut me off, dog.
You mentioned him first, all right?
You mentioned him first. It's my money and I want it now. We love it. We love it. Hey, that's a great series. It's been a great series. But
Yep.
Brown, do you got one of those two teams pulling it out in the West or no?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
As much as
Who
I
you
talk
got?
with the Suns, dude. As much as I talk, the Timberwolves. As much as I
Timberwolves.
talk them up, I love the Nuggets, man.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, I picked the Nuggets and the Celtics to make it to the finals, and I picked the Nuggets to win it all. And I'm sticking with it because
All
of
right,
that
rolling the
core
dice,
that
baby.
they've got and the continuity that they've got is incredible. Nobody's going to stop that pick and roll. And
I
Jamal
got
Murray,
Chet
best
Holmgren's
throw in
got Jokic name written all over him.
bro.
I'll
He
tell
is
you right
gonna
now.
them Thunder, baby. It's gonna roll.
Oh
Jokic
my
is going to have
gosh,
2 dribbles, and he's going to be under the bucket.
bro,
and he's
it's going to
gonna
be
play it in.
bad against Chet.
It's gonna
Bro.
be bad.
He's going to
Chet's
bully
gonna-
Bub 3-time.
Chet's
What's
gonna
about
wear
to be?
him out.
What's about to be? Wear him out. What's up? Chet's coming up. Chet's his rookie year. You understand that, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Just about to be 3-time MVP of this league. You are out of your mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do. And the Nuggets are going to wax the Thunder, giving any sort of opportunity to play against them. I hope it happens.
Yeah.
I hope it comes down to Western Conference Finals.
Who's gonna guard
Thunder
Shea? Jamal Murray?
Jamal,
With his bum wheels?
pop in the zone and be fine. What are you talking about?
Shea will bust that up.
Oh
And
my
then you got
God.
Josh Giddey. I don't really know what he does. Every time I watch him, everybody says he's good. Every time I watch him, he is just awful.
Okay,
He's
go
a
ahead
good-
and talk about
he's a
the
good-
team you're talking
He's a
about.
good playmaker, though. He's a good playmaker.
He is.
Oh,
He
okay.
can impact the game. He can do a lot of different things. He doesn't do any one thing unbelievable, but he can
Right.
shoot, he can
Mhm.
drive, he can mid range, he can play defense hard. I mean, he
Did you
does a
see
lot
their
of good
coach
things.
won Coach of the Year, by the way? That was announced. I thought
Who's
that was
that?
really cool.
Well
Thunder's
deserved.
coach.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Mhm.
That's big.
Yep. It was
Okay.
announced
well
right
deserved.
before this
Love
Bucks
it.
and Pacers game.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, hey, the NBA playoffs have been great, Brown. Who you got winning it all? The Nugs?
I got the Nuggets, man. I think.
Yeah.
And let me just sprinkle in a little Mavs Clippers.
Oh,
I
that's been
don't
a
even-
great series.
It's been an
Unbelievable
amazing
series.
without Kawhi for the most part. I mean, Kawhi. I thought he was going to
Yeah,
come
he-
back and be kind of Kawhi, but he's not Kawhi at all. So
Yeah.
they sat him.
He
in
was
this
out
game,
today. Yeah.
Out today, and
again.
they ended up winning. So
Yeah.
I mean, they've won both games that he's been
Both
out.
the games he's
I
been
mean,
out, dude. Game 1 and today, man.
So I think they
Thought they were very fortunate today to get 2 quick fouls on Luka early on in the first quarter
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Like
to
he got
battle
2
back-
fouls within like 10 minutes
Dude,
or 2
just-
minutes.
To survive the Kyrie train late, which
Oh
is really
yeah,
what they did.
he was
dude.
popping off.
Kyrie wasn't stopping, dude. Relentless late in
Mhm.
that game, and James Harden came back and said, we're gonna go ahead and take Game 4 in your
Yeah.
place, man." And I
Paul
love
George
NBA
was-
playoffs, man.
I
Paul
think
George
if
is
they
popping
can,
off.
I think if they can sneak past the Mavs and if Kawhi can come back healthy, like 75-80%,
Yeah,
I think they'll end up beating the Thunder too. So
I love that. I'm hoping so,
Yeah.
brother.
Get
I'm
off the
hoping-
show.
I'm hoping so, but hey, we'll see. I hope, man, I hope so. I hope so bad they don't make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Mhm.
I can't wait. Brown, you got any other NBA playoffs you want to talk about before? I got the Thunder, or not the Thunder. I'm sorry, I got the Nugs and the Celtics as well, but I got that Celtics depth. Actually
really?
outweighing the experience of the Nugs in
Wow.
the finals. So we're at the same 2 teams, man. Same 2.
okay.
But I'm going a little different direction in the finals, so I'm going to go against you here, but we'll keep it interesting here on the show. Bub, who you got winning it all? The Thunder? Okay, great. Bub will be
Thunder.
irrelevant here in a week or 2.
Hey, real quick.
Oh, you should have seen my bracket where I took Auburn and they lost first round.
Perfect. We're going to get
Speed ran
similar
that.
results.
Hey,
Brown, what you
real,
got?
Real quick, what do you guys think is going to happen with the Lakers?
Like the series or
Oh well, I mean, just after they lose, they're probably going to lose next game.
No,
Yeah.
LeBron's going to be the first one to come back down 3-0 in the first round, bro. 100%.
Okay.
I got him coming
I mean,
back.
Listen, as far as
that's been a close
man,
series too, though. as like you were talking about the close series. I mean, that's another one that's been close.
Did you see how many minutes the Lakers have led in that series? Like 140 something minutes, and they've only trailed 20 something minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Bad.
the Nuggets know how to turn on that switch, man. And
They do.
stop
That
it.
3-man game.
The 3-man game is incredible, but also the coaching, man. The coaching is unbelievable. Michael Malone and his way to fill out a defense and what that defense needs to do. They can do so many different things with so many different people, man. And that core is unreal. I agree with what you said earlier. They're so much fun to watch, man. They are elite basketball. You can call Jokic the worst MVP of the generation or whatever you want to call him. That's BS, dude. I heard.
That's
casuals right there.
It's for casuals. I love that. Austin Rivers was on saying, or was on ESPN, I think, saying the worst MVP ever also can't have 3 MVPs. That's asinine.
Yeah.
I mean, Jokic is about.
Yeah, like we might as well just like throw Derrick Rose in there at that point. Then.
Oh, come on, hey, man. We love D Rose, man. Prime D Rose was elite television. Brown. Before we go, we're wrapping up here on the 7-4 Sports Show, episode 40. Producer Trav. Do you have anything else you want to go and enlighten the people on, man? We appreciate you joining us here, man. I know you're probably getting a little bit sleepy. We hate for you to fall asleep again here, Brown.
I don't, man. I think we covered everything. It's a good pod.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate you joining us, man. We love you. We love you being back here.
For having me.
It was
great to be back on, man. Dude, you guys have really kicked it off since the last time I was on here, man. You guys.
We're not all sitting beside each other. I don't have to see. You don't actually have to walk into my house.
It's because of Bubba and his tiny head and flat shoulders. That's ultimately
that's true. I do got some flat shoulders. And I'm tilted. My phone's a little tilted. I've noticed that. I'm like, I can't fix it now.
Hey, Brown, we appreciate it, man. We love you, brother. We couldn't do it without you, man. You've been a part of it from the get-go. You've been on several times. We appreciate the football.
Yeah, dude, you're on the intro. Like right after you ate the chicken tender.
You're on the intro, man. We went to Steelers training camp not too long ago. And training camp, man, we had a great time. We had a blast. There's you and I at last year's training camp. We had a wonderful time. And then Brown on the way back, got a little shut eye. Little shut eye on the way back, Brown.
Oh man, I didn't even know you had that picture.
I wasn't even prepared for this picture.
Is that after the 3rd or 4th exit you missed that day?
I can't remember, but hey, I got the same shirt on right now. I think that I had on in that picture. That's ultimately what matters, man. It's laundry day here on the 7-4 Sports Show, bub.
No, hey, I understand. I got some laundry to do as well.
An incredible day, man. An incredible time, man. We love you, brother, and we're happy to have you anytime here on the show. It's like you said, we got things going on, we got things happening, but like I said, we're always happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time from being a dad this evening.
Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful dad to Banksy.
It was fun.
We're going to get you back. We're going to get you back on here before long here, man. We got a big fall lined up here. Huge fall, so we may need a little bit of help in the fall here with some of the things.
Yeah, we'll take that. Remember when we helped him move? Yeah, we'll use that card on him.
When you lived in Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, the B-dubs did not suffice.
B-dubs wasn't it for Bub, man. It was a rough B-dubs. That queso didn't work out here. Bub, do you got anything else before we wrap up here on episode 40 of the show?
No, I think I'm good for the night. I think we talked a lot of football.
A lot of football, man. A lot of professional sports this evening. Hey, we love our 740 sports. There's a lot going on in this spring. You got baseball, softball, track, field, you name it. There's so much going on. But hey, once in a while, I just need both of you to stick around and enjoy some professional sports with you guys, man. The draft's always been important to us. We've always gotten together for the draft, and it's always good to sit and talk with you guys about it.
Dude, absolutely.
All right. Well, Brown, we appreciate you joining us. Bub, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy Sunday doing absolutely nothing to enjoy us.
That's exactly right.
I
did. I went on a run.
Yeah, you did. Bub. How's that? Talk to us about that pace. How are you feeling for Cooper Strong here, the 8th annual Cooper Strong this year?
We're getting the legs warmed up. We're getting them well tuned. It's gonna be a mental battle to get to that 3.1 mile mark, but right now we're at a pretty good pace. We'd like to improve, but overall,
what's the pace?
Go ahead and let the people know what the goal is.
Give me a little sprinkle. Come on.
Let's go ahead and let
the goal. What did we confirm the goal at? Was it 34?
35.
35, perfect. 35 minutes.
All right.
35
So a
minutes.
little
Bub,
under 12-minute mile.
Bub is going to
It'll be
complete
tough.
this year's Cooper Strong 5K in under 35 minutes, or he's walking home. And this
No, I'm not walking home. No.
Hey, but Bub, we appreciate you. We appreciate your gamesmanship making this happen, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. There's probably going to be some folks looking forward to this. I know I'm looking forward to it, and some of the
Same.
shenanigans we got planned for you. Brown's looking
Mhm.
forward to it. Brown, you running in this? Your family participating in this? This is a fun local event, man.
Yeah,
I
Brown, are
don't
you
know, man.
running
I'm
in this year?
It's Chelsea's
I'm gonna
birthday
try.
weekend too, man.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna try.
It's
We're gonna
it's
see
my
how the
birthday
plan works
weekend as
out.
well.
I know.
Just throwing that out
It's
there.
not this isn't about you, Aaron.
I mean, it is. This is literally all of this 5K and what we're talking about. The situation that we're in. Yeah, it has to do with me as well.
All right, fair enough. All right.
Well, don't worry, Mike. Mike's got you, bub. So you'll be in good hands whenever you decide to keel over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Mike,
that's how I felt today.
Our good buddy, our EMT friend, Mike Browning's got Bub. He's on standby, Bub. We appreciate you taking the time to train for this event, Bub. It's going to mean a lot to a lot of local folks when you crush the 35-minute mark, and you can rub it in our faces right here on the following week of the 740 Sports Show. Bub, we appreciate you. Brown,
Oh,
we
yeah, y'all are
appreciate you.
buying me food if I break that 35-minute mark.
You
I mean, it's
break it?
Pizza Hut, but
Hey,
it's not Pizza
Pizza
Hut. We're going
Hut?
to La Rosa. We're going to La Rosa's.
I had a bubble or something in mind, but you're good.
Oh my
A
God.
bubble? No.
Right after you run, that sounds terrible.
That
I
sounds
love a
great to me.
bubble.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
had a
You like
bubble
ice
today,
cream after
man.
you run, Trav?
I could
No,
not eat
Trav
ice cream
says
after
yes.
I run.
Yeah, no.
Michael's
no.
bubble, amazing. I cannot eat ice cream after I run.
Bro, I could run and eat ice cream at the same time, dog. We're on different pages. But hey, Bub, we'll get you whatever you want. You break that 35-minute mark, we'll get you whatever you want. But hey, there's going to be a
All right.
punishment if you don't. So hey, guys, thank you for joining us
That's
here.
completely BS.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us here on episode 40 of the 740 Sports Show. Take the time to get outside if it's not too late. And if it is too late, hey, maybe tomorrow will be a beautiful day for you. But hey, Bub, thank you for joining. Brown, thank you for joining. And
You're
as
welcome.
always, we
for
appreciate
having
you if you took the time. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, do what it is you need to do. We appreciate you guys. And as always, make it your personal mission to make life better for every person you meet. Until next time, we'll see you right here on the 740 Sports Show.